Right now, it's been a deadly few days on our roads, and police say they're tired of seeing this pattern. Their message to everyone this morning, drivers and pedestrians.
And we'll have your headlines and a live report from San Bernardino. But first, we want to check in with Greg Bennett and get an update on our forecast on this Friday. It's going to be pretty nice out there, isn't it?
It will be nice, but we are dealing with some heavier cloud cover that'll continue through your morning and late morning, time frame here. By the time we make it into about 1:30, we are going to clear out of this cloud cover and back into some sunshine. We are dealing with some chilly conditions, though, about 43 degrees, light on the winds, only about a 3-mile-per-hour wind. Still holds to about 43 degrees as you feel like as you step out the door. But as we make it on into the afternoon, the 60s return to us. But how deep are we going to go into those 60s? That answer coming up in your next weather forecast. Dana, back to you.
All right, quick check on traffic out there. We do have a couple accidents, 2 on the west side at Flamingo and 215. We have one on the off-ramp there, and then at Tropicana and 215. Also an accident at Lamb and Charleston on the northeast part of town.
Thousands of people pack into a stadium in San Bernardino to honor the victims in this week's deadly shooting rampage. It was an emotional night for everyone there and the
We're now
officers on
learning
guard.
more about the victims in this deadly shooting rampage. We're also learning more about those 2 suspects killed in a shootout with police. Authorities are still searching for the motive, trying to figure out why a young couple with an infant would allegedly carry out this attack. The sights and sounds of grieving on display in this Southern California community, grappling with the loss of 14 lives. As we learn more about the suspects who abruptly took them in Wednesday's shooting rampage.
They were equipped and they could have continued to do another attack.
12 unexploded bombs described as similar to this one featured in an Al-Qaeda publication found in the young couple's home, along with thousands of rounds of ammunition. One neighbor said his wife had become suspicious.
She had noticed that they had been, I guess, receiving packages, quite a few packages within a short amount of time, and that they were actually doing a lot of work out in the garage.
The FBI is now treating the investigation of Saeed Farook and his Pakistani-born wife Tashfeen Malik as a potential case of terrorism. Undisputed is the tragedy facing the families of those killed, their names all confirmed by the medical examiner. Ryan Reyes lost his partner, Daniel Kloffman.
The world will suffer from having one less person like him.
Michael Wetzel is survived by a family reeling with the loss of a father, husband, and breadwinner.
They are very overwhelmed. There are 6 kids that have lost their father.
Jennifer Thalassinos now clings to her last embrace with husband Nicholas.
I actually got an extra hug and a kiss before he left, so I'm just holding on to that.
Authorities tell ABC News the FBI is now looking into connections between Farook and 2 specific individuals who may have been involved in radicalizing him or helping plan the attack. But again, the FBI says it is still too early to call this an act of terrorism. Lauren Lister, ABC News, San Bernardino. Now back to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Nearly all of the police officers in San Bernardino were working nonstop on this investigation. Now their community is showing its appreciation. Volunteers from the Red Cross have been handing out supplies, and even just a simple thank you goes a long way.
Our volunteers have been supporting the FBI, Homeland Security, all law enforcement agencies in canteening.
We so appreciate the police because without them, I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
The police department offers counseling for all of their officers, and the Red Cross is providing free counseling for the community.
Well, our state is already taking action to protect its workers in the wake of the shooting. The Department of Public Safety created an active shooter training class for them, and it's for state employees who are soft targets, which means that they work somewhere that armed officers are not assigned on a regular basis. Well, more than 3,500 employees took the class, where they watched this dramatic training video.
If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan.
Well, that plan should have 3 options. Run if you can, hide if you can't get out, and your last resort is to fight. We have posted that video on our website if you're interested in watching it.
Kate, that we have to. Breaking news out of Boston this morning. A massive house fire claims the lives of 4 people. Look at what's left of that fire. This is video we just got from our ABC affiliate there, so you can see it hasn't been edited. It's shaky and raw, but you can clearly see that 2-story home destroyed. The roof caved in just as firefighters were feet away. Crews were able to rescue 2 of the people trapped inside. They believed at least 19 lived there. 2 people killed within minutes of each other, both of them jaywalking in our city. And now police are not asking, they're not warning, they are begging us to put a stop to this. Action News reporter Parker Collins joins us live near Boulder Highway in Russell, the scene of one of the latest crashes. And Parker, you've covered a whole lot of these recently.
That's right. Before these even happened, I had already covered 2 this week. But take a look. This is Boulder Highway. We've been out here for about an hour now, and already the sun isn't even up. I have seen several people trying to book it across these 6 lanes, feet outside of the crosswalk here. They are not in the crosswalk. They're not waiting for cars. They are trying to beat it, and that's what police are saying do not do. Just last night, we saw 2 people die on our roadways within minutes of each other, doing just that, not in a crosswalk, betting against the odds that they could beat these cars, and they did not. In one case, a driver tried to swerve out of the way. That driver ended up in a ditch and getting hurt, and the pedestrian still got hit anyway. Police are begging us, please stay in the crosswalk and wait for your signal. Already, we've had 112 deaths on our roadways this year. Reporting live, Parker Collins, Channel 13 Action News.
All right, Parker, thank you. A teenage boy hides inside his home while his father is murdered. This morning, only on Action News, that teen is opening up to us, telling us what happened in his house that night.
I'm getting ready to go to sleep because I'm supposed to be starting school tomorrow. And out of nowhere, somebody just knocked down the door and shot my dad.
The 15-year-old says he didn't see the suspects because he was hiding, but he did hear his dad say, "I'm not afraid of death." Then shots fired. He's identified his father as 39-year-old David Batts. He says he has 5 kids. He told us he was very close with his dad, and he's asking for prayers.
I'm just trying to accept it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to get over it as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to keep this on my mind.
Police are still looking for the gunman. They haven't released any details about them or a possible motive, but we'll let you know when we get that information.
Well, parents, you no longer need to worry about a man trying to kidnap your children. You'll remember we told you that there was a boy who was almost abducted, and it turns out it wasn't true. Jesse Scott Elementary is now telling us that the claims from the 5th grader were false after investigating. Originally, the boy had said that he was walking home from school when a man pulled him into his car, but he somehow got away.
6:07 now. Up next, the GOP candidates speak at an event hoping to gain some support from the Jewish community. But now, some of the White House contenders may have offended them with their comments. Hear what they said coming up.
And Chopper 13 giving us a beautiful shot on this Friday morning. Look at that little slice of heaven there. The sun is coming up. Got some clouds out there, and we're going to have Greg in with the forecast shortly.